Below freezing as the winds calm down. Got
Take a swig of that. Sit there and see this vaccine.
As my administration has demonstrated, America will always act in our national vaccine. I spoke before this body last year and warned that the inflation rights had become a grave embarrassment.
Sup. We back, YouTube Live.
Stello, 16-hour work shift. Man, they working your ass off over there. One day, one full like
And bury that grandmother. Live in Boyle Heights, Leanne Suter, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. All right, Leanne, thank you. Just days before the 130th Rose Parade, a chance to meet some of the horses that will be featured on New Year's Day. This is Equest Fest at the LA Equestrian Center in Burbank. Today, families were able to get an up-close look at the historic Wells Fargo stagecoach and some of the horses that pull it. They come from a ranch outside Fort Worth, Texas, where they're specially trained to appear in parades. The ranch even has its own fire truck to get the horses used to lights and sirens.
You have to prepare for bands. We spend a lot of time at the high school schoolyards letting the horses listen to the bands practice. Very time consuming coming to this parade to try to train your horses.
The Wells Fargo team does up to 150 events a year all over the country, but says the Rose Parade is one of the most prestigious of all. And the Rose Parade will step off on New Year's Day morning, but you don't have to go to Pasadena to see the spectacle. You can watch it right here on ABC 7 from your home. Parade coverage starts at 8 a.m. on Tuesday.
fact that a lot of people are underemployed. They're working for wages that don't sustain.
Big slideshow was legit, man. Coming concert, yeah, we had a great time. People still asking live concert.
Just because they're fighting for criminal justice reform, and talking about Maxine Ward,
the Atlanta show, I wanted to do that almost as a test run to see how everything. But we're gonna break some stuff too. We're gonna put it out here. We just gotta get everything set up and organized and get these things. we put on a real good show.
In Border Patrol custody on Democrats. Meanwhile, the government shutdown continues with no end in sight. ABC's Tara Palmieri has the latest.
The government shutdown now in its second week, and both sides seem unwilling to budge. Negotiations to reopen the government at a standstill.
Discussions have broken down. We do expect this to go on for a while.
The president tweeting this morning, "I am in the White House waiting for the Democrats to come on over and make a deal on border security." But Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi saying Democrats won't fund the president's, quote, immoral, ineffective, and expensive wall. The president raising the stakes, tweeting on Friday, quote, "We will be forced to close the street entirely if the obstructionist Democrats do not give us the money to finish the wall. Closing the border could result in billions of lost dollars for the U.S. economy."
I actually think the main part of this is it's a signal to his base saying, I'm standing tall, I'm standing firm, I'm going to do whatever it takes. But it's not realistic that he would shut the border down.
Incoming House Speaker Pelosi says the House's first vote on January 3rd, when the Democrats take control of the House, will be to reopen
Ending the uncertainty. 100,000 federal workers. As the political showdown continues in Washington, growing crisis in El Paso, Texas. After a second child died in U.S. custody, hundreds of migrants released from overcrowded facilities in that city. On Friday, Homeland Security Secretary Kirsten Nielsen toured Border Patrol Center in El Paso. Saying, quote, "The system is clearly overwhelmed." Then on Saturday, she traveled to U.S.
City, pushing out the word of mouth is good, which is what we want. We want the word of mouth to get out there. Again, people had a very good time, but I want to do probably extend the show because the 1 hour performance, people on the TV, they like we want more, so we'll have to extend it for 30 minutes.
Some demonstrators once again donning those yellow vests as part of the movement, stones and other objects. There were some skirmishes with police and
Digress.
the crowds today were smaller than on previous weekends.
Yes, I would.
Earlier this month, Macron apologized, offering tax relief and wage increases to try to
All big man.
The winds are blowing today and they'll be back later this week.
I'm so jealous, Cindy. When did you order the North Sentinel sweater? I'm jealous, Cindy. When did you order? Hold on. I ain't talking to you, sweetie. Jealous, you ordered the shirt. When did you order? Because everybody's been getting their shirts. Let's get Jealous Cindy in here. Jealous is, hold on, Jealous. Let's get on here, brother. Let's help you with your shirt. Man, we're gonna help you get your shirt. Come on in here, Jealous.
What up, bro? How you doing? What's going on?
When did you order the shirt?
The 18th.
The 18th?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit.
I had called the post office and shit, but cause it said it got shipped or whatever, but the post office can't. Whoever you shipped it through must haven't shipped yet or whatever. So I'm just confused. I got the tracking number and all that, but I'm not getting no updates on it or anything. So I'm just trying to see what's going on.
What city you in?
Minneapolis, bro.
Okay. Well, I have to look and see what's going on because usually we send it out the next day. That's why you got your tracking real fast.
Yeah, I got the tracking number the day after, after I purchased it, but haven't got no updates yet. So.
Okay. Well, you send me an email and we'll see what's going on. Because it's a holiday, so shit be getting mixed up.
Yeah, I assume that too. So yeah, it's all good though.
Yeah, send me an email, man. We'll figure it out. We'll get you straight.
For sure.
There you go. Just like that. Cause I'm about to say, I'm like, we send shit out like today. This brother want to do some customer service shit, but I get it. People want that shit. So I knew it was on our end we sent it out. So the post office is bullshit. We send our shit out. Yeah, we don't play games like that. But it's the holidays and the mail service be fucking up or whatever. But my man's sitting there with his do-rag on, waiting on his shirt, and I'm not mad at him. He's sitting in there high. You dig? My dude, he wants his shirt, so I ain't mad at him. That's my brother, and I appreciate him for getting it. And I don't want the UPS guy to have gotten it. What's up, Taya Breezy? Taya Breezy, get on camera and say hello. Taya Breezy. Did you decline that fast? Hold on. We'll get you back. Hold on. Go live. She's unable to join. Okay, she must have dipped. Yeah, I got the fresh fade. You know how to play it, dude. What's up, crazy? Yeah, I heard about this going out there flexing the gun on Instagram. Y'all better chill out with that. Have I been on Fox News? Oh yeah, several times. Yeah, I've been on Fox News. Oh yeah, Tucker Carlson, well, he's losing sponsors. He was talking real greasy about immigrants and all that. And Tucker, well, he's losing a lot of sponsors. His show is struggling. A lot of those cats, man, you know, they get that karmic hit. They get karmic hits. There's this one lady named, I forgot what's her name. The one, she does stuff on Fox News, and she writes for this website, The Federalist. This website is one of these suspected white supremacist websites that pretends to be conservative, but they talk a lot of this anti-black bullshit. They even had a hashtag on their site called Black Crime, where they just do stories about black crime all the time. So it's one of them sites she worked for. Bree Payton, a 26-year-old white woman who worked for that publication. She worked for another suspected white supremacy publication, to a few of them. You know, she's all clicked in with that semi-alt-right crowd to a certain degree. And that woman is 26 years old. She just died. She just died out the blue. That woman just died out the blue. That was funny. And funny meaning that they're not telling what she really died for. That's real strange. I won't say funny, but it's strange. It's real strange that this 26-year-old woman just died like that. You did? And I was talking about that last night on my broadcast, how a lot of people in the dominant white society have these mysterious, they say illnesses. Yeah, I got it on my phone now. All you take them and put them to bed. Now my toes are cold. I think I went to bed. Yeah, I need to be asleep. Yeah, the Fox News contributor, yeah. Yeah, they said, okay, whatever I said. What's up, CJ? Let you go on live? Which one are you going live for? Hold on, this dude CJ said he wants to go on live. It looks like some kind of Asian. All right, CJ, get on live. Get on live. CJ 1993, get on live.
No, I'm not Asian. I'm from Central America. My parents from Central America.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't got much to debate about, like, to be honest, like, I really got, like, whatever you said about, like, immigrants, I can relate, because, like, most of my parents, they did get a lot of, like, I wouldn't say a lot of love, but, like, they did get a lot of benefits from Reagan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they came over, they got a lot of benefits, like, you know what I'm saying? They got mad jobs and stuff like that.
Of course.
Yeah, so I've been following you since, like, 2016.
Yeah.
And when you said that, it kind of pushed me away, and I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I kind of stepped back for a bit, and then I thought about it, and I couldn't hate, because, like, what you were saying was mad true, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was mad true, and, like, to be honest, like, I'm not gonna, like, try to, like, you know, spend that, like, little money like that, but, like, my family was, like, Guatemala, so, like, I'm not saying, like, my grandmother, she ran away, like, I can, like, say, like, I can, like, say mad stories, but, like, it was nothing on a level from, like, African Americans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just, like, honestly, I'm talking from you. You know, everything that you others and stuff like that, I just got mad respect, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I got enough stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to show. Yeah, I'm not Asian though. I get that a lot though.
Yeah, you look Asian like a motherfucker. You look Asian like a motherfucker.
I know, I get a lot of Cambodian and stuff like that, Filipino and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now,
I'm probably,
are you in California or are you in Texas now? Where you now?
oh, I'm on the East Coast, yo.
Where? Okay.
Yeah, Rhode Island.
Oh, damn. What the hell you doing all the way in Rhode Island?
Nah, that's what my parents like. That's what I'm at right now, yo.
No doubt.
Got nothing but respect, man.
No doubt, man. Much love. No doubt. You know, again, I have, you know, my opinions about immigration and as far as it relates to Black Americans, because a lot of stuff just, as we see, it just hasn't been reciprocal from other groups. We get our heads bashed in, and then other groups come over here and turn on us, and that's it. I'm cool on that.
You know, all I can follow stuff like that, yeah, keep going, like, follow black businesses.
No doubt.
That's the route to go to, because, like, it really, the way I'm looking at it, because the way that, like, I'm trying to, like, the information that you give me, and I'm trying to spread to my family, or, like, my other, like their mentality is more like, fuck that, you know what I'm saying with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand you when you say hold your own nuts.
Yeah.
I understand that completely.
Respect, man. But thanks for calling in, brother. Thank you so much. Okay. CJ, yeah, much respect to him. You know. So he has a black girlfriend. Yeah, you know. Much respect to him and other people. Much respect, no disrespect to them whatsoever. My point is, John Lewis. You know, I feel you on your struggle. I ain't about to get my head bashed in for nobody else. That's my thing. There's too many folks come over here, and we kick in the door, and we fight for all types of benefits and set asides, and everybody gets it, and then my ass on a group level. You know, I'm not going nowhere, Lexi. Like, come on here, sit down and fold this goddamn clothes. You know what I mean? I don't turn that TV up while I'm talking to the family over here. You think, I ain't about to be no goddamn punching bag. I'm done. And that goes for everybody, just down in South America. Y'all see the conversation back and forth I was having with this Nigerian mammy. This Nigerian mammy hopped in my timeline trying to talk greasy about something. And we're checking her on her anti-Black American bullshit, bragging about how she's Igbo and she, you know, that was the whole thing. That was the whole thing. She don't care about other Africans and they got a culture over there that we don't have and all this. Why are you here? She's all, that's my thing. My thing is when people get to bragging about their tribal ethnicities and all this shit, how fly it is, but your ass is over here in DC. Well, how's that working? No, my brother Nipsey, he's not in HC5. He's not, well, I wanted my brother to be in it, but he's not in that. Yeah, that's something. And I want to go over to the continent of Africa and talk to my brothers about that, because I was going in on this sister talking about that tribe shit. She's going on and on about how she ain't got to identify with no strangers just because they black. She's Igbo and ain't nobody gonna take that away. Like, shut up. And all my African brothers who's listening, that tribalism is bullshit. I want y'all to hear me loud and clear. All my African brothers and sisters who's listening, that tribalism is bullshit. I know you're proud of being Igbo, Yoruba, you've been that for a million years and it don't work. That shit don't work for you now. Y'all do not understand that doesn't work for you now. It might have worked for you 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, years ago. That tribal shit y'all hang on to that you so proud of works against you in every way, shape, and form. It doesn't work for you. It gives you a false sense of some type of psychological pride that you can claim this tribal difference that you have from other black folks, and you're being dominated as a group. Somebody said the 40 million strong nation. Oh, let's talk to me. They're not a tribe. Okay. 40 million strong. Let's define strong. He said Igbo's a 40 million strong nation. Define strong. King Solomon. Define strong. 40 million of you and you're in the same situation as all the other tribes who's 15 million strong. Just be real. I'm very Pan-African. I'm Pan-African than a motherfucker. I'm very Pan-African. I do a lot of stuff on the continent. I'm clicking brothers and sisters on the continent. I've put money out there on the continent. So I'm Pan-African. I'm one of the most Pan-African people you ever want to meet. And part of Pan-Africanism, we're going to have to start trimming the fat with bullshit that's being thrown back and forth so everybody can be on the same page of empowerment. You dig? Different tribal ethnic group thing, it don't work. It has not worked for you. And I'm gonna go a step further. A lot of these cats who are on that tribal, well, we don't lack black Americans because we have our own culture. We really, they're black, but they're not from our culture. This is why we don't identify with black Americans. I've heard that. Have y'all heard that? Because we reach out. We've been trying to reach out to our brothers and sisters over there for the longest. We do. We try to reach out. We're told that, well, they got to keep their distance because of cultural and tribal differences. This is what we hear on that side when they come over here. I'm talking specifically about the immigrants from the motherland that comes over here. They don't identify with us because they come from different cultural and tribal situations where they can't really relate to us. But let Zaddy walk over there in one of the villages. My brother, and my brother, you are my brother. White daddy, y'all let him in the tribes. White daddy's walking around there with a kente cloth and a kufi. Now you identify with Zaddy, all of a sudden, white daddy can get up in the tribes. Well, we gotta act like we don't see the Nigerian and Ghanaian weddings with Zaddy eating jollof and mayonnaise. Alright? So y'all mix me with the bullshit. Y'all miss me. I've seen the Nigerian weddings, y'all throwing that jollof rice at Zaddy. All of a sudden, Zaddy can get all of you identify with him. That tribal thing just don't work. I know y'all come over here and be like, I'm not like those niggas, those Akalas. I ain't like those Akalas. Hey, y'all get off that. Get off that bullshit. That ain't work for you. That's why y'all come over here. That's why cats are right over here with us. We don't have all that tribal shit. You know, we have little petty bullshit between one or two people, but that whole millions of people on some other bullshit. Nah, my African brothers, y'all better get off that. Cause y'all got that bad. Y'all got that real bad. Where y'all think other black folks are somehow different from you. And you're all being dominated under the same realm of white supremacy. You think because you don't see the white supremacists in large numbers every single day, they're not dominating you. I don't want to hear about that shit. Well, we are independent. No, you ain't. You're not independent over there. There are no independent African countries. The closest one is Zimbabwe. And I say the closest one. There are no independent countries over there. I'm gonna say that again. There's no independent countries because they control you militarily and economically. They told you you were independent on paper. You are not independent. They control you economically. That's why they can go in there, set up shop, get all your resources and funnel it somewhere else. If they can do that and the people there aren't benefiting from that in large numbers, then you are not independent. You dig? They make you independent on paper, but who's controlling your finances? Who can put sanctions on you? Who can stop trade from coming in and out of your country? That's the person who can dominate you. But I want a lot of people from some of these countries to get off that armed tribal shit, because let me tell you something, some of the earliest leaders from those countries, they weren't on that bullshit. You had brothers like Patrice Lumumba, some of these West African cats, some of these cats who were over there in Nigeria. One of the brothers, I can't think of his name, the father of Nigeria, of Nigeria's independence, the brother who was the governor there in the early 60s. I can't think of the brother's name, but he wasn't on that bullshit. A lot of those early Nigerian leaders and Ghanaian leaders, they weren't on that dumb shit. They understood the power of Pan-Africanism. They understood. That's why many of them would take. You know, the CIA took out Patrice Lumumba. They admitted to taking him out. Is it Sankara? Yes, brother Ezekwe, yes, him. Yes, the brother Ezekwe. He was a rider. He understood. He wanted to have African nationalism with all Africans coming together. He wanted that. He wasn't, I am just tribe. No, you had some of those early leaders who were riders. Later on, going into the 80s, that's when they start putting the puppet leaders, the coons, all in them countries to run them countries, and that coon spirit started hitting everybody. Yeah? So a lot of these people talking that dumb shit now, that's not even in the spirit of the forefathers of some of these countries. You did? This is the leaders of the Haitian Revolution. Yeah, some of them were. Kwame, the first president of Ghana, he loved Black America. Absolutely, man. They were clicked in with some of our people over here. And they had to start busting that up in the 70s. They had to start going in and saying, hey, look, we can't have blacks over here and blacks over there linking up. That's going to be a problem. Even when Garvey tried to do it, tried to link us up with brothers over there, they had to smash that. They had to smash on Garvey. You did? Today was Denzel's birthday. Y'all got some random fucking factoids tonight. Kwame Nkrumah, yeah, was cool with Malcolm and Martin, of course. But the stuff that some of these Negroes out here talking now, it is not in the spirit of the Nkrumahs and the Patrice Lumumbas and some of those great African leaders who were with it. So again, brothers and sisters over there on the continent, all over, I'm talking all over Africa, man, that tribal thing, it just doesn't work. Those tribal beefs and those tribal differences, it just doesn't work. Black Americans made separation in Liberia. Well, Liberia was doomed by the way it was set up. There was no real resources put in there. There was no real economic plan like that. No real trade established like that. The white supremacists, when they set something up, it wasn't set up on our own. They set it up for us, and it was just janky from the start. Something like that has to be done on our terms. We can't have other people mix like that. Things like that has to be done on our terms. You there? I love Carmichael. Yeah, you gotta watch it wicked, but they don't create no trade or owning and controlling and means of transportation for the trade. So that's very important. You gotta have people have to control the trade. When you put people in a place and then limit the resources, of course there's going to be conflict. They know how to play chess, and then make it seem like, okay, it's bullshit. What's up? Shout out to Washington State. Yeah, we like think I should do with me. You telling this person who looks like you, who ain't got shit to do with you in his mind, when y'all looking alike, it's all you talking to him about independence and white mommy and dad. They just sitting there, you can see the mouth. Yeah, tell me what you gonna do. Damn, this is gonna be so good. About this. Understand all skin folks and that was going to happen in the 1800s. They fucked around and started letting some of those house Negroes. They let some of them house Negroes see what the plans were. Slavery in the United States probably could have ended during the Denmark BC resurrection. A revolution, planned revolution, because Haiti just had their revolution, and Haiti, they needed trading partners. They were waiting on other continents to follow suit. And also remember this, in South Carolina, there were a lot of Haitians there. That's a lot of people don't know about that. In South Carolina, there are a lot of people of Haitian descent in South Carolina because during the Haitian Revolution, when Dessalines ran the white supremacists out of Haiti, many of them went to New Orleans. Many of them went right up there to South Carolina. Many of the white slave owners, and they took some of the Negroes with them. When shit started getting hot, they took some of the black people with them. So you still had some black folks, who still had that spirit. But Denmark was inspired by Haiti and what he was going to do. They were going to go down, they were going to set up, get shit popping in South Carolina, go over to Haiti. And I think they were going to bring more folks over here, so they were going to really get this thing popping. They had like 9,000-10,000 people ready to roll in South Carolina. Black people were the majority in many parts of South Carolina. What's up? It's my lady's birthday. Happy birthday, sweetie. Yeah, but I'm saying about Denmark VC. So they were about to get it popping. They had like 9,000 people ready. They were ready to roll. They about to get that shit popping. 3 coons found out. 3 coons found out. One of them was, in particular, was a house Negro that was very loyal to his master. His name was George something. I can't think of his last name. And those coon ass niggas went and told her. It was 3. One was a field Negro. I think he thought he was gonna get some biscuits. Peter something. I can't think of his name, but he went and told. They didn't believe. One of these niggas told, and they didn't believe him. They were like, nigga, please. They're like, no, there's gonna be some rebellion. It's about 10,000 of them. They gonna rise up. And they, no, nigga, please. You niggas aren't smart enough to organize stuff like that. Stop it. They didn't believe the one nigga. But the other house Negro, they believed him because he was a kind of a known house Negro. They said George Lamont Hill. George Lamont Hill. Yeah, one of them was a mulatto Negro. He was a mulatto, and he might even been the son of the slave master. That's another thing. You know, these niggas. Remember, a lot of these Negroes were the children of white daddy. So, you know, they had a bond. They had a bond. So, I think Denmark Vesey might have gotten word that some house Negroes found out, so he moved the date up for the revolution to start on June 16th. All right. Now, you know, they were meeting up at Mother Emanuel AME over there in South Carolina. That's where they were meeting up. That was their place to meet up. Understand that date. And it got thwarted a few weeks before that June 16th date. The whole plan got thwarted because those coons told and they started rounding everybody up. Fucked the whole thing up. Slavery could have ended in the early 1800s by black people. That shit could have ended. White supremacy could have ended. 3 Negroes fucked it up. You dig? So we gotta understand how dangerous some of these coons are. And understand, the white supremacists, they are very particular about symbols and dates. That's why when I was breaking down that movie, you know, I was talking about, you know, some of the symbolisms and the names and people, oh, that's reach. No, white supremacists don't reach. They do things in a very symbolic manner. Because when you look at Dylan Roof, when Dylan Roof went and did that massacre, that was very symbolic. He did it at that same church. Because understand, they knew that Denmark Vesey could have ended white supremacy in America. I'm telling you, with all those black people, if they would have rose up, that would have ended white supremacy. It would have been done. You get 10,000 black folks all on code. That would have spread like wildfire. White supremacy would have been ended. Dylan Roof went to that church and killed those people on the same day, on the anniversary of Denmark Vesey's planned revolution. Look up the date. Look up the date. Dylan Roof shot that church up on June 17th. Look the date up. That's why he chose that date. That's why he chose that church. June 17th was the day they started arresting all the black people who was a part of the Denmark Vesey Revolution. That's June 17th. All the people connected to AME Church. Yes. Yes. Dylan Roof knew this. Yes. He knew this. These white supremacists are very aware of these dates. They know all this stuff. Y'all don't be knowing. Look up the dates. Mother AME, that's the church where Denmark Vesey and those guys were planning stuff over there. This That's June 17th. All the people connected to church. Yes. Yes. Dylan Roof knew this. Yes. He knew this. These white supremacists are very aware of these dates. They know all this stuff. Y'all don't be knowing. Look up the dates. Mother AME, that's the church where Denmark VC and those guys were planning stuff over there in South Carolina. Dylan had Denmark VC's name on his body. I didn't know that. Now that I didn't know. But that was very symbolic. Y'all better understand these white supremacists, they look at this shit as a religion. White supremacy is a religion. They don't do things randomly. And they're on code. They're very much on code. We're the only ones confused. Remember, when Dylan Roof did this, I mean, he wrote a manifesto. What was his website? The Last Rhodesian? We know what Rhodesia, that's what Zimbabwe used to be called when it was under white supremacist rule. Ian Smith, who was the president of Rhodesia, the white supremacist said that he wanted to dominate Zimbabwe for 1,000 years under white supremacy. You there? So he was on code, and they were on code with him. And we're the only ones confused, just like with Dylan Roof, after he did all that, he did this racialized murder, wrote down in his manifesto his white supremacist views, had a whole website of his white supremacist views, went and targeted and murdered black people specifically. He wanted to kill younger black people, but he was scared because he knew some niggas would bust back, and that would defeat the purpose of going out here getting yourself killed. That would defeat the whole purpose. So that's why they go after soft targets. And remember, after Dylan Roof did that, they interviewed his black friend. One of his friends was black. One of Dylan Roof's friends was a goofy, one of them emo coons. They interviewed this goofy ass Negro, and he up here talking about Dylan Roof wasn't racist to me. I never seen him do anything racist. Good guy. Yeah. But you see, we're gonna have to do something about these coons. Dylan Roof could have beat that case. They were throwing that mentally ill thing. They were trying to say, Dylan, get on that mentally ill thing, we'll get you off. Dylan like, no, I wasn't crazy. I want to go to jail. He wanted to martyr himself. Because they understand that, look, the white supremacists, they infiltrated the court system. Do you know the whites, they just suspended his trial because they're trying to say that he may not be mentally competent. The dude who stabbed that sister in the neck, deliberately went out there and stabbed that sister in the neck and killed her in the bay, they just suspended his trial today. Because they're going to wait and see if he's mentally able to withstand trial. They're trying to let him off. They're trying to let this dude off. These white supremacists are on code, family. They are 100% on code. And we walk around here talking about we on some tribal shit. These folks, they got one tribe, white supremacy, and their tribe is against us. We're one big name. We can sit up and play these games if we want to. They about to let that dude off. Yeah, he got to go through a mental evaluation. They about to let that dude off. we gotta be on our P's and Q's. How much chance they gave Ted Bundy, basically. Y'all don't understand, again, the white supremacist, man, their numbers are dwindling in massive numbers. So they're just gonna be blatant with everything they do now. Shit, that scared the fuck out of me. That just scared the fuck out of me. Do y'all have kids? What the fuck? Who has a dog in here? People who have kids know, if your kids have toys, the kids' toys be randomly making noise at night. And when I'm in here working and writing, I be hearing shit. Oh God, that scared the hell out of me. It sounded like a dog was in here, man. God damn. I'm like, did a coyote slip up in here? Damn. All right. Now let me get my nerves together. That kind of fucked me up a little bit. That bothered me. Man. I look lifted. I always look lifted. You do have those. We might have it. It's popular. You got 4 kids, yeah. Man. But like I said, man, they're dying off. Their numbers are dwindling to the point where they're just not going to punish each other. But no matter what they do, they're not going to punish each other, man. Their numbers are too low, and they're dying rapidly. And like I've been saying on my broadcasts, a lot of it, man, I think a lot of people they have HIV in the white supremacist society, and they're not saying nothing. They're changing the names of what they have. And that's why all these people are just dying mysteriously, just like this white lady died today. And they are very vague about what she died for. She's 25 years old and just dropped dead. And again, this has been going on really heavily since the 80s. And so many people are reminding me of all the white people who died in the 80s and 90s because of AIDS or other mysterious things. You know, Jim Henson, Sesame Street, the guy who created Sesame Street, he died in 1990, mysteriously. So they tried to say it was, what did they say Jim Henson died from? The guy who created the Muppets. What did he die? It was real vague. It was real vague of what he died of. When you gotta watch it, when these people are dying and they're giving you these real vague reasons, yeah, they're just saying it's pneumonia, something like that. You better watch out, because y'all don't understand, again, the white supremacist, man, their numbers are dwindling in massive numbers. They're just going to be blatant with everything they do now. Shit, that scared the fuck out of me. That just scared the... What's up in the Bay Area? What's up, Japan, old kitty? The guy, yeah, they're just saying it's pneumonia, something like that. You better watch out, because one of Jim Henson's employees, another guy who worked for Sesame Street, died 2 years after Jim Henson. I think Randy Hall, I forgot what his name was, but he had AIDS. He died of AIDS. They admitted that he died of AIDS. This guy worked with Jim Henson. Jim Henson died in 1990. One of his partners died like 2 years after him. That's a hell of a coincidence. Yeah. Jim Henson died the same day as Sammy Davis. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all of them are dying. Again, like I said, they start covering that shit up in the 90s. You know, with fatty liver disease, yeah. Kevin Hall, was it Kevin Hall? I said Randall, yes, Kevin, it might be Kevin Hall, yeah. But that was Jim Henson's right hand dude. Went to the clinic in New Jersey, could have been exposed. It was mostly black and Latino, yeah. But we can go deep. We can go real deep when they started making a cure for polio. There was one particular white doctor who helped create, I think, a vaccine for polio. And then he went over there to the Congo. And to get this cure for polio, there had to be some type of fluid from the liver of monkeys in order to make this polio work. I mean, make this vaccine work. They needed something, and I'm paraphrasing here. I'm just going by fuzzy memory, because I'm very bad with names. But this particular doctor, they went over to the Congo to get, supposedly something from the liver of monkeys to use for polio vaccines. And while he was over there, he was giving people these shots. And then what would later become known as the HIV virus started popping up right where he was giving them shots in the Congo. Yeah. Yeah. And this was in the 1950s. Yeah. You heard Bird Box was filmed at Charles Manson's house? I haven't heard that. And which house was it? Because one of Charles Manson's spots is not too far from here. Yeah. What's up, Pebbles Bliss? How are you, Pebbles Bliss? Please, Monroe's. They did really big stuff. Yeah, Charles Manson's place is not too far from here. But people were talking about the energy of the movie. Yeah, the movie, again, man, and I broke it down. Y'all, just listen to the broadcast I did, and to go even deeper, many people are seeing that there's a comparison to H.P. Lovecraft's work. H.P. Lovecraft was a writer, science fiction writer in the early 20th century, and he wrote a book called Call of Cthulhu. And many people are comparing the monster in Bird Box to Cthulhu. When you saw the drawings of what the monsters look like, it looks like Cthulhu. Also in Cthulhu, if you looked at Cthulhu, you would go insane. You would become suicidal in H.P. Lovecraft's book. Same thing in this movie. Same thing in this movie. So there's direct comparisons to H.P. Lovecraft's work. Also, somebody told me in the new Aquaman movie, they had some references to H.P. Lovecraft in that book. So there's this whole re-resurrection of H.P. Lovecraft. Understand, that's significant. That's significant. That's very significant. Now, why is that significant? H.P. Lovecraft was a major white supremacist. Okay, I got a minute or two. Okay, what I'm gonna do, let me stop and start over because we need to chop it up. Let me stop and start over, guys. When black folks fight for them, they're never really grateful for it. You know, they need us to fight for them, but afterwards they cut our legs off because now they're like, okay, these niggas can learn what we taught them, so we don't want them using that on us. That's what happened around Vietnam. That's why J. Edgar Hoover was so hell-bent on thwarting black people in America. Black people coming over from Vietnam, that's when they put in that King Alfred plan. And we talked about that in one of the hidden colors, plan on how to round black folks up if we get out of line and we come back to Vietnam and try to use those skills against the American white supremacy. That's why the Black Panthers, many of those guys came over from Vietnam. They fought in Vietnam. Ronald Pratt, all these dudes fought in Vietnam. So there was always that fear. Even in the around 1919, 1920, black people were fighting the white supremacists back when they were coming back from World War II. Remember, they were coming back from World War I. And when they came back, they were like, we ain't taking this racist shit no more. We didn't take it over there, and we ain't about to take it here. You know? But yeah, you know, we need brothers like that who has feet on the ground, boots on the ground out there. And he's that liaison. And yeah, I definitely want to go out there to Senegal and be able to top it up with brothers and sisters over there. Man. Yeah, shout out to RJ Mati. They tried to punk it. Yeah. Right after certain wars, and all of a sudden there's drugs popping up everywhere. You know, that's not by coincidence. You know, man, took the whole family over there. But yeah, I've been wanting to see that big statue. You want to see that? Yeah, that looks beautiful. Yeah, it's in Senegal. I should have. RJ, you got to get shots to get over there. That whole, you know, remember the Crips and Bloods and all that started by, you know, the people who are offshoots of Panthers. lot of those older gangsters were coming back. So that spirit, was getting into the youth. Was it Tanzania? I think so. Yeah. Why do certain countries in France pay percentage? Yeah, that was the thing. They had to really buy their independence. All the boys must be predictable. Yeah, we gotta be unpredictable, but the thing is, black folks, we tell too much of the shit we do. We got to talk too fucking much. That's our problem. We tell everything we're gonna do. We put the shit on social media. The niggas be talking way too much. The homie got art coming back from France, yeah. And we're gonna be talking about that in HC5. We're going to be talking about how comic book characters and all that stuff came from a lot of African gods and African deities and African fighters. Just like, the myth of the Amazon women. Yeah, the myth of, see, the Amazon women, they make it seem like they're some big old ass white women, and they're not. Because they used to make it seem like the Amazon women were these huge 8-foot tall black women. You know that? See, when you think of Amazon women, it seems like there's these big giant white women somewhere in Greece. No. Amazon women were women over in Africa, in Dahomey, right over there in Dahomey. And these black women in Dahomey. But the French, they had to create this myth that these were some big giant women. They were regular sized women. They weren't giants. These were, in the myth, they got to make them all, because the reason why they had to do, what you gonna go back and say? You just got your ass whooped by a bunch of women? Well, yeah, nigga, they were 10 feet tall, shit. These bitches, they were huge. I think there was a million of them. They were big, giant women whooping our ass. That's why they're huge. Them sisters was beating the shit out of them. They was slicing their goddamn hands off. Them sisters weren't fucking around at all. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they always got to put some extra stuff on it. Oh, goon. Them sisters was getting there. Yeah. So that's why there's always been that big myth about them.
just invested in a poultry, a couple thousand chickens. We have, agricultural farm now. We just laid some hydroponics, I guess, like aquaponics on a large farm. Senegal is going to grow 3 months out of the year unless you have a water source, so yeah, man. I mean, that's what we're doing here, man. I just launched a campaign the other day. We're doing live videos all over Senegal. We did one from the African Renaissance Monument, which is the big monument you see with the black man, woman, and child standing the whole ocean.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I would love to go see that. I've been wanting to
Come
go
on
see
down,
that.
man. We give you a tour, man. We had the creator of Brother Man Comics. You remember Brother Man Comics back then?
Oh yeah.
We got the creator down here about 2 weeks ago. I gave him a tour, took them all over. We did workshops for the kids at the schools. We even work with schools here where they have African American kids studying here for years, 2, 3, 5 years. So we took them to that school. We gave them an art workshop and helped them with digital design and all kind of stuff. So these are the kind of things we try to bridge, man. We need more people from over there to come here and participate.
Let's start working on getting hit colors in the schools out there.
That's what it is.
I've said, just find out who would like them, and I'll send them out there to you so you can get them out there to the schools. And I want to come out there and do some investing with the brothers. I've been wanting to get out there for the longest. So you and I are definitely going to connect, brother.
Absolutely.
There's something out there I've been wanting to study too about how some brothers were fighting for the French, and the French did this massacre in the 1940s. You familiar with that?
Yeah. I actually did. It's funny you should say that. The video that we just shot the other day with the creator of Brother Man Comics, Dawood, we took him to one school to do an art project where he painted a mural on the wall, and that project was literally in commemoration of that. I think it was in 1944.
Okay.
1944 in Channai, Dakar, when 7,000 soldiers came back from Senegal. The French commander called this camp, "We're going to pay you all." When they came, the French soldiers killed them, massacred 7,000 men right here in Dakar.
Yeah, man. Heavy.
And they said they did that. It wasn't as a way to not pay them, but it was a way to not let the consciousness spread that black people learned in the war. Because those American soldiers went to Europe and had to save those white people's asses. They were there when white folks was hiding under stuff and couldn't handle it. Those black soldiers were the ones that saved them, that flew those airplanes, So when they came back home, the white people was like, well, we can't leave them with that kind of knowledge in Africa. That consciousness spreads, then they'll never respect us. They'll never look at us as, superior to them. So they had to kill those soldiers to keep that consciousness dead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a real heavy stuff again. I'm gonna send everybody to your YouTube channel, man. Email me, man, so we can chop it up and get some things popping, man. We definitely will get things rolling.
Anytime, man. I'll hit you up.
All right, you be good.
Thanks a lot, Harry.
My brother right there. Love that. I love that right there. I love seeing my brothers out there making moves. Yeah, man. They killed all those African soldiers who fought them Nazis and got them Nazis out of France. They killed all them brothers, man, because they saw brothers, and I talked about this before, how the white supremacists, when black folks fight for them, they're never really grateful for it. They need us to fight for them, but afterwards they cut our legs off, because now they're like, okay, these niggas have learned what we taught them, so we don't want them using that on us. That's what happened around Vietnam. That's why J. Edgar Hoover was so hell bent on thwarting black people in America, black people coming over from Vietnam. That's when they put in that King Alfred plan. And we talked about that in one of the hidden colors, this plan on how to round black folks up when we get out of line and we come back from Vietnam and try to use those skills against the American white supremacists. That's why the Black Panthers, many of those guys came over from Vietnam. They fought in Vietnam. Geronimo Pratt, all these dudes fought in Vietnam. So there was always that fear. Even in the around 1919, 1920, black people were fighting the white supremacists back when they were coming back from World War II. Remember, they were coming back from World War II, World War I. I'm sorry, my bad. Get my dates mixed up. World War I. Black people were coming back from World War I. And when they came back, they were like, we ain't taking this racist shit no more. We didn't take it over there, and we ain't about to take it here. You know? But yeah, you know, we need brothers like that who has feet on the ground, boots on the ground out there. And he's that liaison. And yeah, I definitely want to go out there to Senegal and build and chop it up with the brothers and sisters over there. Man. Yeah, shout out to RJ Mondi. They try to pump it. Yeah. Right after, notice, right after certain wars, and all of a sudden there's drugs popping up everywhere. You know, that's not by coincidence. You know, man took his whole family over there. But yeah, I've been wanting to see that big statue. You want to see that? Yeah, that looks beautiful. Yeah, it's in Senegal. I should have. RJ, you got to get shots to get over there. A lot of the first black biker gangs were started by war vets. Understand, you know, that whole, you know, remember the Crips and Bloods and all that started by, you know, the people who were offshoots of the Panthers. You know, that started by dudes who were getting that spirit from dudes coming back from Vietnam. A lot of those Panthers and a lot of those older gangsters were coming back. So that spirit, you know, was getting into the youth. So you don't need shots to get over there, what? They'll tell you you need shots, but you don't. Okay. Was it Tanzania? I think so. Yeah. Why do certain countries in France pay percentage? Yeah, that was the thing. They had to really buy their independence. All the more you must be predictable. Yeah, we gotta be unpredictable, but the thing is, black folks, we tell too much of the shit we do. We got niggas who talk too fucking much. That's our problem. We tell everything we're gonna do. We put the shit on social media. The niggas be talking way too much. The homie got art coming back from France, yeah. And we're gonna be talking about that in HC5. We're gonna be talking about how comic book characters and all that stuff came from a lot of African gods and African deities and African fighters. Just like, you know, the myth of the Amazon women. Yeah, the myth of, see, the Amazon women, they make it seem like there's some big old ass white women, and they're not. Because they used to make it seem like the Amazon women were these huge 8-foot tall black women. You know that? See, when you think of Amazon women, they make it seem like there's these big giant white women somewhere in Greece. No. Amazon women were women over in Africa, in Dahomey, right over there in Dahomey. There were these black women in Dahomey. But the French, they had to create this myth that these were some big giant women. They were regular sized women. They weren't giants. These were, in the myth, they got to make them all. Because the reason why they had to do that, because you had these black women beating their goddamn ass. So what you gonna go back and say? You just got your ass whooped by a bunch of women? Well, yeah, nigga, they were 10 feet tall. Shit. These bitches, they were huge. I think there was a million of them. They were big, giant women ass. That's why they're huge. Them sisters was beating the shit out of them French. They was slicing their goddamn heads off. Them sisters weren't fucking around at all. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they always got to put some extra stuff on it. Oh, goon. Them sisters was getting it in. Yeah. That's why they're out there. The thing was going around about how much black people were promoting Bird Box and stuff promoting something else. Yeah. We want to see the same promotion for HC5. And the thing is, we got so many goofy little Negroes out here who hate on anything that black people do that's successful. Fuck all that. Don't hate on it. Congratulate on it. We got so many coons out here that hate to see another black person, the thought of a black person making a buck off something. They did. So that coon energy has to go. Yeah, black folks don't want to get the symbolisms of the movie. The symbolisms of that movie is heavy. The symbolisms of that movie is very, very heavy. Black folks don't want to get that. Understand, that movie is about how white women can survive. That movie is about white women surviving when systematic white supremacy breaks down. It was about starting or restarting white civilization and how the white woman cannot be dependent on the white man. What does the white woman do if the system of white supremacy breaks down and you can't depend on the white man? I want y'all to catch that narrative in the movie. Remember, that narrative was throughout the movie. The white woman is on her own. The white woman and her children are on their own. How do you protect yourself as a white woman and your children? That theme was throughout the whole movie. At the beginning, remember, Sandra Bullock's character, she was pregnant by a white man who abandoned her. Remember that already at the beginning of the movie. Her father, she had issues with her white dad. Remember in the movie, she didn't like her dad. Her dad was an asshole. She couldn't trust white dudes. The Machine Gun Kelly character, he was a young white man who ran off with a Latina chick. The other white man that they let in, he ended up being crazy and tried to kill her and everybody. So the whole thing was you cannot depend on a white man. The white male, they're going to go for self if shit goes down. You got to be cold. You got to be calculated. You got to be survival. Yes, at the end of the day, he was inconsequential. He was just a Negro who sacrificed himself for her. And that's another thing. They were together for 5 years. She didn't get knocked up by this nigga. They didn't have no kids. And she was with him for 5 years. That was interesting. That was very interesting. But all the black people in the movie, they sacrificed white women being strong, and you cannot put a black woman and a white woman together. The white woman is supposed to be the strong one. It ain't gonna look right, especially in a situation like that. It wouldn't be believable to have a black woman there and the white woman is the quote-unquote alpha female. That wouldn't look right because it's too unrealistic. They couldn't have a sister in there. It would have killed the theme. That was a white feminist theme. White woman doing for herself, white woman surviving. It wouldn't have looked right with a black woman in there because we knew it would be unrealistic for a black woman to not be the domineering person there. Also, by not having a black woman there. That shows that they're not trying to reestablish a black society. Remember, in this movie, it's an apocalyptic breakdown of society. All these movies are about reestablishing a society, meaning white society. So you don't want a black woman in there, reestablishing black society. Got it? And also, they know situations like that dealing with spirits. Ain't no spirits about to get no sisters. Them sisters would have had all types of holy water and sage in that house. Ain't no spirits about to get up in no sister's house. They don't pray that shit all about it there. They'd have all types of prayer circles around that house. Yeah. Man. More just what said about the movie Interracial Con Game. The Indian doctor popped up. Yeah, Bird Box, that's the movie. It wasn't a whack movie. It wasn't whack. It was a good movie. But you gotta learn, you gotta look at shit like that with your third eye. You gotta look at that from a very critical standpoint. Yeah, you know, you felt very sympathetic and bad for the little girl. The Indian doctor. Yeah, the brother named Tom. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, listen to my review on it again. And again, keep in mind of the whole Cthulhu thing based on H.P. Lovecraft and how his books and his writings were really about white survival. He was pretty blatant with his thing about white survival. How come I never went on the Carl Nelson? I have been on the Carl Nelson show. I've done interviews with, well, I think I did an interview with Carl Nelson. It was a while back. Yeah, but I did Carl Nelson before. There were Chinese men called with rhino horns, and the rhino's already endangered. Wow, wow. Wow. Yeah, that movie Us, that looks real interesting. Yeah, but all those movies, this, you know, the sacrificial Negro, like the last Purge, you know, that when they had the brother in there who was sacrificing himself for the white folks. These my white folks. So I mean, they had him bucking his eyes. Don't you remember these white people? These my white folks. He said that in the movie in Purge. I said, oh my God. Oh God. They had that nigga in the Purge, the last Purge, bucking his eyes left and right. You don't remember that part? Yeah. He was like, oh, we gonna save you. Then they had him overboard as a sacrificial Negro. He's like, he's whistling. She's like, what are you doing? That's the Crip whistle. I'm calling the Crips to help us. Oh God, who wrote this shit? Who wrote this? Lord. Man. Heard about me on HBO. We'll be doing a Hidden Colors tour. It's going to be in theaters. I don't know about a tour, but it's going to be in theaters all over the world. Yeah, I would like to see my man Killer Mike's show. Shout out to Killer Mike. I talked to Mike when I was in Atlanta. I went to Mike's barbershop. That's my brother. Mike's show is Trigger Warning on Netflix. That is my brother. HC5 should be out around June. Yeah, I'm very excited about Killer Mike's show. Yeah, it's going to be in theaters in New York. It'll be in theaters in New York all over. Yeah, it was. Yeah, The Purge was real coolish. Excuse me. No doubt. We dropped when we're about to talk about the album. Yeah, the album, go get it at MinkSlide.com. It'll show you where to get it. You can get it on iTunes, Google Play. You can get the vinyl at the record store here in LA at Amoeba Music if you're in LA. And also, if you want to get Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4, go to Amoeba Music right on Sunset Boulevard and get the DVDs tomorrow. You can go up there, get the DVDs, get the Mink Slide album, you get all that stuff. Get 1804 at Amoeba Music on Sunset. Yeah, our album was on Billboard. When the album came out, the album debuted at number 12 on the best-selling R&B album charts. It was number 38 on R&B, hip-hop. I don't know why it was on hip-hop charts. It's not hip-hop album. But R&B, hip-hop, that's its own category. You've been in LA in 2 weeks, you definitely get the vinyl. That's what's up, Tyson. You're in Ghana, brother? Immaculate Jackpot. Are you in Ghana right now, brother? Am I going to the Billboard Awards? Probably not. I don't really go to award shows like that. If they nominate my joint, then I'll go. But I'm not just, I ain't trying to be up there. Just clout chasing. Yeah, Amoeba's the spot, man. That is the spot. Amoeba has everything in there. Is Mink Slide coming to Oakland? You're leaving next year to Ghana. We're going to see. But, we're going to go on the road. But what we're going to have to do, we got to get sponsors to go on the road. If we don't do sponsor thing, we might do a crowdfunding to go on the road and people want to see the Mink Slide show. Because it is very expensive to tour. That's why tours have sponsors. Even if you sell out a joint, you still need sponsors to offset the cost of renting the venues. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. This is why, I'm learning the music tour game. It's different from the lecture tour game. Because renting a concert venue to do a performance, there's a lot of shit that goes into that. That's why I would love to chop it up with Al Heyman. I would like to just have a 1 hour conversation with Al Heyman and just chop up game. I would love to chop up some game with Al Heyman. Just to kind of see the ins and outs of, the basics. Well, the sponsors, you get your product name out there with tours. You get your product name out there. And you got, a lot of times sponsors will have, they'll have their billboards at the venue. You'll have products at the venue, like a beer company, they'll have their banners. Sometimes they'll have samples. Sometimes they'll be serving their beer. Because you got built-in customers. People are going to buy you stuff. Like when we did our show down in Atlanta, all our merchandise sold out. So you got customers there. You got a whole crowd of customers. So, your product is going to get bought, and then the word of mouth is going to get out there. That's why people like promoting at live events, because, that word of mouth, people themselves are human billboards. Once they get your product in large numbers, they're going to spread it out and spread the word of the product for you. Yeah. So that's why, that's what sponsors get out of it. Yeah. That's why, what I would like to see, I would like to get a lot of black sponsors around the country to really help us get it popping. I don't know why y'all asking me about random people. I don't know why y'all asking me about random people. And I think y'all ask me about the same goddamn people all the time. Queen of Consciousness, let me get you in here. Queen of Consciousness, get on real quickly. Travis Scott performing at the Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay, Queen of Conscious. She tapped out, so something is real weird. See, when people ask questions, when people ask some real funny style questions, and then you won't get your ass on camera, that's a red flag. Your camera don't work, the hell it don't. Oh, that's bullshit. How your camera don't work on your phone? You can't break an iPhone camera. What kind of bullshit is that? If you broke your camera, you broke your phone. Your camera don't work. It's damn impossible to break the camera is built into the damn phone. If your camera wasn't working, you would be able to be on the phone watching us now. You couldn't get your lie right. Oh, my phone disconnected. You own it. See? My keyboard don't work. I lost my battery. The camera don't work. Nigga, explain it. Y'all saw that I retweeted a video on Twitter. It was some little hood chick. She's sitting there with her shirt off. She had like some pasties on her titties. People were clowning how small her titties were. But she was sitting there with her shirt off, talking about how niggas are foul for not calling back. Yo, the problem with you niggas out here, and she's one of those girls with those real hardcore East Coast accents who talk with her hands, who kind of has a little masculine energy. She looks girly, but the problem with these niggas out here, niggas get with a bitch, you don't want to call them back. I'm like, man, you sitting there with your damn titties out. What you talking about? Do you have a mirror in your house? You're sitting here with your tits out. Talking about niggas are getting with you and ain't calling you back. What are you talking about? Yeah, the people say she had a body like a 12-year-old boy. But if she's from Brooklyn, oh my God. What? If you sitting here making videos, posting videos with your titties out, do you really expect niggas to call you back? Really? What you think is going? Let me talk to the girls out here. Are y'all that game goofy? Let me talk to the young girls out here. Young girls. My daughter's 8. My daughter's 19. And I talk to my daughter about this all the time, about how to dress, how to carry yourself. Young girls. And I'm not even hoe-hating. If you got a little hoe spirit on you, I'm not hoe-hating. But don't be out here with your tits out talking about how come niggas ain't calling me back. If you look in your mirror, you'll answer your own damn question. You can't put yourself out there like that in a superficial manner and expect people to not deal with you in a non-superficial way. Come on now. You ain't got no, that ain't even no respectable hoeing. There's some respectable hoeing. You ain't even respecting the hoeing. You dig? You better have some game. Even if you square, you don't broadcast it and give it all away. And even if you're in the game, you don't broadcast it and give it all away. So that means you're not even a thorough square, and on a street level, you're not even a good hoe. If you sitting up here running your mouth with your tits out, you don't even know how to barter your hoeing. You ain't no good to nobody. God damn. That's why I ain't hoe hate, because sometimes you can get you some good folks and get up in the game and get some paper, and y'all be a good team on the street level. You ain't even no good hoe. Sitting your dumb ass up here with your tits out and running your mouth. Talking about how come niggas ain't calling me back. That's horrible hoeing. You gotta learn how to barter something. Game goofy as hell, ain't got no instructions, nothing. Running your damn mouth, clout chasing. That's the problem, y'all. Clout chasing. You ain't relationship or money chasing. You gotta do one or the other. If you're out here clout chasing, niggas gonna be out here coochie chasing with you. Superficial attracts superficial. That's the name of the game. Superficial attracts superficial. You out here clout chasing, trying to be seen. Niggas out here coochie chasing, trying to get fucked. And that's what he's gonna get, and that's what you gonna get. You gonna get the clout you need, but that's all you gonna get. Because you ain't bringing nothing deeper, and the dudes ain't gonna bring nothing deeper but dick. They gonna bring you dick, and that's it. You're not gonna get no game. And ain't nobody who's thorough gonna waste good game on your ass, because you ain't gonna do nothing with it. You don't supposed to waste game on nobody. That's disrespecting the game. You're not supposed to be out here throwing the game around. So you gotta prep yourself to be worthy of the game. You gotta prep yourself mentally and show that you'll receive the game and do something with it. And if you sit up here with your damn tits out, all you're gonna do is disrespect the game. Ain't no real player or even no real square dude who's real serious and thorough about getting into a real relationship with a chick. They ain't really fucking with you. What they gonna fuck with you for? The hell they gonna fuck with your ass for? A motherfucker with some mini size 8 titties and no game, your mouthpiece ain't even slick. What you gonna bring to the table for, nigga? You dig? If nigga needs you to do some square shit, like, hey, watch the kids, help me with some finances, let's start a business, and you sitting here with your fucking tits out, what we gonna do? Let's just be real. Let's say I'm a square nigga, and I got your ass, and I'm trying to say, okay, look, I got my shit popping, and I'm about to get your little bit of titty ass. Let's get it popping. And now videos of you and your tits all over the fucking place. Now what am I gonna do reputation-wise? You dig? I'm trying to cut a $1 million deal, and motherfucker come in the room and, hey nigga, wasn't your chick on the internet with her little old tits out? Now you done fucked up my $1 million deal with your game goofy ass. You dig? So now, on the street level, we trying trying to go out here and get some money, trying to break some tricks, you trying to go out here and move a little something. Your mouthpiece ain't even correct. You want to get on the internet and run your goddamn mouth, and that's another thing. If you out here hustling, that's the last thing you're supposed to be doing on the internet. You're showing your face, being out here talking. You're supposed to be laying low. You're supposed to be running your goddamn mouth and doing all that internet babbling. We out here getting licks out here in the streets. You're supposed to be laying all the way low. Ain't no goddamn clout chasing. You better be out here stacking this money and you keep your damn mouth shut and don't let your face be all on this internet. Damn sure don't let your little titties be out here on this internet like that. Well, we out here doing some street business. So niggas ain't really fucking with somebody who's on some game goofy clout chasing shit. So you get what you are. Water seeps its own level. And ladies, y'all gotta understand that. Water seeps its own level. Yeah, so a lot of times, the way you step into the game is the way the game is going to react to you. Y'all can't be out here gang goofy, that motherfucker. The Amber Roses and the Shiners, exactly. They did, but the thing is, they waited for the most part. Amber Rose, I'll give her props. Amber Rose, you know, a lot of them, you know, she kept all that shit in the strip joint. You know, we heard about her being in the strip joint or whatever, but when she called Kanye, she knew a good trick when she got her. So she played the real sexy square girl role with Kanye's ass and finessed him, worked him, and got her way up. You understand? So she knows how to attach herself to certain folks. You dig? Get the bag and then start, you know, with the clout chasing. Get the bag first and then use the clout chasing to your advantage to build the brand. That's what Blac Chyna's doing. You know, with her gang goofy ass mama who looks like she's still on whatever narcotic she's on. You know, so she learned from her mother's mistakes. Her mother's 40-something years old on the internet out here still trying to clout chase, looking crazy as cat shit. At least Chyna, you know, she got off the pole, called a rapper here, got with the Kardashian cat, and now she's doing some real dumb shit now. Just sucking people's dicks and shit on camera, trying to get her Kim Kardashian moment. It don't work for black folks when you do that, by the way. The sex tapes don't work for black people. You did it because when you do a sex tape, you gotta portray yourself as a victim. And that victim thing works with white women. I want sisters to understand that. Sisters, don't ever try to come up off a fucking sex tape. That's the dumbest shit you can do. This shit don't work. It does not work. Sex tapes do not work for black people. It don't work. Black women, it don't work because all the white supremacist society, they already think that you're sluts. They're like, okay, that's just what they do. You dig? Also, with sisters, you gotta compete with 15 million other sisters out here twerking on the internet. So they're damn near doing porn anyway. You can scroll down Instagram and see black titties and pussy all day. That's really all that's on Instagram. Big black booties and pussy and titties. You dig? You gotta vote for free. You can see that. You got school teachers out here with their ass showing. Yeah. That's all you see down your timeline. You dig? So the thing is, I'm just telling sisters about the game here, what to do, what not to do. What you don't want to do is do that sex thing, because the market is already saturated, and you know it's already saturated, and also it's expected of you, which is unfortunate. you don't get to play the victim role. The white girls can get to play the victim, just like Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian act like she didn't know what was coming out, and she further played the victim role by saying she was on drugs. She just came out, remember recently? She was on ecstasy with Ray J when she did the video. I was on ecstasy. So now she's painting that whole I was a victim. It sounds like some Bill Cosby shit. Well, he drugged me, and it's starting to sound like that. You dig? It was me and my boyfriend having, a good time, and then he tricked me and put the video out as that type of thing. It's a superhead made millions. Superhead did not make no damn millions. If you think that, I got a version book with itself. Superhead did not make millions. She did not make millions. Her book took off. But that was a one-time thing. You can only do that one time. You can only do one tell-all book. You dig? You can only do it one time. You gotta capitalize off of it fast. You can't do it again. Because basically she snitched. You can only snitch once. You can only snitch once. You there? Yeah. You can only snitch once, and then you can use that book to extort motherfuckers. Like, okay, give me some money, or I'm not gonna put you on another book. Why is Peanut washing clothes on her birthday? You still have to wear clean fucking drawers. You did? Now, on your birthday, you walk around with dookie stains and Kool-Aid on your shirt. It's my day. That's what I want. But you don't get that here. We wash the stains out, we clean, we wash dishes, all that stuff. Now, I know on your birthday, y'all niggas are eating coffee cake off the floor. Y'all niggas are drinking out of dirty jelly jars. You niggas are taking shits and wiping your ass with socks. You guys just doing God knows what. But we keep it regular over here, bro. You say I should be washing the dishes for her day? The nigga, who the fuck I look like? Django? What can I look like? I should be washing all of day. Papa's, what's your name? Papa Y Swag. Get on camera, my nigga. This nigga talking that Keith Sweat shit. How can I wash the dishes? Nigga, get your ass. Hold on, get on. Don't be in the dark. Turn the light on, man. Cut all that fuck shit off. Turn the light on, man.
Because mother did is sleep.
Oh, this a woman?
Right. You don't hear that snoring?
No, I thought you were a dude.
How do you figure I was a dude? You just trying to be funny, man.
Your name was Papa Swag.
It's papaya swag. Come on now. You don't know the fruit? Papaya. You don't know how to spell papaya?
Oh, shit. Okay, well.
Come on now, Tariq.
I thought it was Papa. My bad. I'm like, what's this?
Come on now, papaya, man. Come on.
Turn the light on so we can see your ass.
My baby daddy is asleep, nigga.
He ain't gonna whoop your ass today on camera.
Nigga, he don't never whoops my ass.
Yes, he do. You got that damn light on. You ain't about to...
No, it's called respect. I'm sorry, we have that in our relationship. That's how we last 19 years, player.
That's a long time.
19 years, 4 kids, baby boy. Fuck you talking about?
Let me see your ass. How you look with the 19 fucking years and the 4 kids.
Nigga, go on my page and see. It's worldwide. How about that? And all my kids are on honor rolls. It's all out there, baby boy. It's all out there.
How old are you?
Promote. I promote. My oldest is 20, baby, and my youngest is 11.
How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
Hello.
How old?
Hello.
How old are you?
I'm as old as you. However you want me to be. However you want me to be, baby boy. Yes, I got a bonnet on. Yes, I got a bonnet on. With butters, baby. With butters.
and edges, baby.
Lord.
And everything natural over here, baby.
Lord, as the
You
sun
better check it out.
still I
Papaya swag.
and I still I rise. Right?
Yes, I'm thinking the motherfucker. Sure is. How about that?
All right, fine. All right.
Get over here. No, I am motherfucking Asada. I am Asada, baby. Get it right.
All right, dear. Have a good night. That sounds like one of them rough South Bronx chicks. Lord. God. Papaya swear I should have kept it on. How you been with a motherfucker for 19 years and he's your baby daddy? How come you ain't married that nigga, Papaya, and you got all those kids with his ass? Papaya, get on it. How come you ain't married that dude? How come y'all ain't married? Y'all been kept for 19 years and that's your baby daddy. Where you at, Papaya? I know, my nigga sleep, but you yelling at the top of your goddamn lungs. You would've turned that light off. Turn that light on. How come y'all ain't married, Papaya swag? They talking about he sleep. You in there yelling at the top of your goddamn lungs with that Newport encrusted voice. How come y'all ain't married, Papaya? Well, you ain't trying to wake him up, yet you screaming at the top of your lungs. Yo, point, I got 4 kids. All my babies on the honor roll, this is volunteering information, unsolicited info. Yeah, nigga, my kids wanna run track. Lord. Man. Yeah, strong voice. Oh, my goodness. That girl drinks hard liquor. Yo, my nigga sleep. She sound like one of them scared straight prison studs. I've been in here for 20 years. Y'all bitches don't want to be like me. I came in here for prostitution, selling weed, income tax fraud. I was slanging this pussy on 125th. Shut up. I was slanging this pussy on 125th. Shut up, sundown. Now I'm here. Y'all bitches don't want to be like me. My kidneys be aching at night. You sound like a scared straight volunteer. Shout out to my South Bronx sisters. I love it. And what's funny, y'all be having those strong ass voices. She probably look like fucking Holly Berry. Y'all be cute with strong fucking voices. You like, hey, look at that sister over there. That sister over there looking like Rihanna. Hey, what's up, sister? What's up, Sean? What up, kid? God damn, your voice don't match your fucking face. God damn. She's one of them New York chicks. Them hard chicks. It's hard to be romantic with y'all ass. Y'all be saying shit in the bedroom. I had one of the New York chicks before like that. You talk almost like that. Yeah, that Tiana Taylor thing. It's a little bit too hard for me in the bedroom. Like, yo, nigga, this pussy mad good, right? Like, what? This pussy mad good, word up. Damn, that don't sound right. Yo, look, what the back shots do, yo? We'll hit this from the back or what? Damn, girl. You kind of making the moves like that with your strength. Yo, are you fucking me? Won't you follow my titties and shit? That shit feel mad good when you flick my titties. God damn. I don't know about this. You just gotta shut the fuck up while we do what we do. Yo, this pussy mad wet for you right now, son. Oh, they about to cut me off in 1 minute. I got 1 minute to chop it up with y'all, man. I got 1 minute to chop it up for y'all. Let me get out of here because me and my wife got to kick it. It's my wife's birthday. Papaya, I'm not washing no goddamn dishes. You washing these dishes, my nigga. Wash these plates. I ain't washing no goddamn dishes. We got dishwashers in here. What I look like? Washing a dish. We'll probably be in there making a nigga, yo, son, you want this pussy? You better clean these cups. Anyway, let me get out of here, man. You want to hit colorsfilm.com. Hit colorsfilm.com to get the North Sentinel Island Church. Hit colors 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mixslide.com. Get our album. Mixslide.com. Amoeba Music in LA. Mixslide.com. What's up, Instagram? Y'all come on in here. Let's see what's happening with you. Get some water up here. Still a little tired, but I'm still here. Got a little pinch of the itis. But I'm here. What's going on, man? How y'all living? Happy holidays to everybody. Happy Kwanzaa. Feliz Navidad. Whatever holiday. What's up, BK? You just finally called me live, man. What's up? Everybody pile on in here. What's up, the Wave God? What's up, the Goddess of War? You watching the basketball game? I know a lot of y'all watching sports. Very important. Chocolate. I like the way you spell chocolate. That's very interesting. Sweaters and shirts at HiddenColorsFilm.com. We need that MC5, man. We're working on that. I'm crunching on it. And get that down. I can get that knocked out. So we can have an on-time release date for it. What's up, Neil Tages? How are you, dear? What's up, Jersey? I gotta start going real hard body. AC5 ready. Share my thoughts on Jordan Peele's new trailer. The movie is called Us. It looks good. It looks good. Is this the Snoopy Fox? No, it's not the Snoopy Fox. What's up, Latex Red? Are you a dominatrix, Latex Red? With a name like that, you sound like a dominatrix. What's up, NYC the Kid? How you doing, bro? RIP to Dr. Wilson. Shout out to the brothers and sisters over there in the West Indies. What's up, Kurt? First time watching me live. The Bird Box. I heard the Bird Box is good. Is that the one with Sandra Bullock? I'm good, CD Love. How are you? Yeah, the big slide clips are fly. You guys have to check out the whole video for Got That Feeling. We posted it up on our Mix Slide YouTube channel. Have y'all seen the whole video for Got That Feeling? We did a live version of Got That Feeling, and that's on our channel. You can go to mixslide.com or YouTube and watch it. That thing is fire. I'm gonna watch Bird Box tonight. I'm hearing good things about it. What's up, DJ Fresh to Death? My brother, shout out to Fresh to Death. What's up from Dallas? Oh yeah, the airport. Man, the airport dude is funny. Man. That look like it. Monica the Gift Basket. You know, the girl in the red she was real hyped for the whole concert, so I had to give it to her. She had the most energy. That's what we're gonna do when I have gifts. We go on the rest of the tour. The people with the most energy, they don't get the most love. The girls dancing beautiful. Our dancers were phenomenal. We're going back on the road pretty soon. I got the top live screens here. Top live. What's up, Trag? See you, Trag.
We don't celebrate Crystal's birthday. Crystal, when did you grab Crystal?
That's just trying to get people to reflect on everything except white supremacy. So we start talking about it's not white supremacy, it's the reptilian humanoids. It's just that Alex Jones thing that I close here. Crazy real boy here, and a whole girl. And I see if I was shaking ass, y'all be like, oh, that nigga moist. So nigga, I was grooving. I was doing the player groove. That's how players groove. I ain't supposed to be out there twerking my hips and slinging dick. I'm out there, I'm doing a cool player two-step. That's how you're supposed to do it. This moist nigga wanna see me brush my ass. Hold on, who is this nigga? Kev Rainey. Look at this moist nigga. That nigga up there looking at my butt cheeks while I'm on stage. He ain't throwing that ass in a circle. This nigga, you at the wrong concert, nigga. Kevin Campbell is next at it, motherfucker. I'm about to throw my hips for you, nigga. What you doing in the front row? You're probably in the front row with a halter top on. With some glitter in your navel. Rolling your stomach, come out. It's time. Bitch ass. Twerking. Fuck out of here, man. Get your ass in the back. Let the ladies get in the front. Damn. Why was that one? Always that one there. But yeah, we're gonna be back on the road. Definitely gonna be back on the road. We're gonna have a time there. This nigga right here, I'm not gonna tell you not to. In the Raptors. This guy turns all over the world himself. All up in my face. This is AJ Johnson. So he got on some boy shorts and flip flops. Right now, he's at California. Go ahead and put your hands. Let me tell you something. This is what we're going to probably do. When I say do something, it happens. What we're probably going to do is make watch because now everybody said something wants to go to the city. Now, see how we get down. So, we're going to bring us out to Boston. I don't mind. I think it's going to be something big. But I'll get you going to do something. What's up, dog? It's amazing. I don't know who anybody knows about that turtle. You got a winner, that's for sure.
something that it's gonna be tough. You don't really want to be that number 2 guy. Just think about it. Just some food for thought. A lot of people like to take people in or whatever and stuff. But
She's already thinking for it though.
she already what?
She's already thinking for it.
She's begging for that.
She's already thinking for the sex already.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. But still though, it's so many guys that still step up there and be that proud.
Nah, man, this stuff. Women are different though.
Yeah, you gotta have some good self-esteem. Let's go ahead and bring out this next comment. Big back there. What's up? Big back Jay. Oh, okay. The man in the house is down. So, my uncle is here. Yeah, everybody give him a round of applause. Got this man around the house with Steve Harvey Morning Show. Over 30 years in the game. We came all the way from the plantation of South Carolina. Years. Once we got off the freedom, he opened up a business establishment, good credit, and he brought my black ass out here. So I'm happy as hell. I'm gonna take a shot, and let's go ahead and get to the totally surprised on how he's good comedian. I don't think he's reached it yet, but I'm not gonna stop his dream. They said you want to be a comedian, like you go up there and do what you gotta do. So we're gonna put y'all through that long enough, okay? So give him another round of applause. If you have love and everything that want to do stuff, you give him a shot too. Not to mention I have to hit my fucking sisters now. Give another round of applause. Listen, this will be the hardest job to do. To make Negroes laugh without telling the problem. You get up and fucking step and shit on your mind, man. I ain't looking at me like, take all that away, make me forget about that. Some of y'all still dealing with shit. You don't have to laugh. Think about the shit you're going through. You don't have to laugh and go, oh, fuck, I'm gonna be put out when I get back home. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm turning up here tonight. Give yourself a round of applause. You big hand on my staff. Give my staff a round of applause. Y'all here. Y'all here. Y'all here. The DJ Pimpin'. DJ Pimpin', round of applause. Oh, what that's funny. Because I'm scared of me. I had no idea who was standing there. I'm just fucking there, man. I'm every week. Every fucking week, DJ. You pan. I know his name. What is your name, sir? Big Al. Big Al. That's Big Al. It's the same thing. Don't bother nobody, please. Every week, give another one applause. Give another one. Yeah, is that no name? I need to know again. Well, how the fuck is my daughter just sitting above that? Somebody tell me, why the fuck is she sitting down? Why am I looking at her to sit down? What the fuck is going on? Get up and talk to these fucking people. Bet these goddamn papers and see if they need anything. Why is she enjoying the show? She got the free.
Porn or black women getting trains run on them, and there's a lot of shit that I didn't play. Great show, but yeah, there's other videos about this chick. She was talking about in another video how the dude called her a nigga, and he tried to throw her down the flight of stairs, and then she called the police, and the police came and made her ass leave. And I'm like, well, y'all gonna learn. That question is not the answer. That question is not the answer. It is? And now, yeah, that's my thing. A lot of people, y'all try that bedwench life, and then you get ran through and ghetto gagged by Zaddy, and then y'all want to come back trying to be the queen of Wakanda. Like, hey, look, I's black, I's a negra. You like Halle Berry and Queen. I's a negra. You come back broken. No. Help me, I's hungry. I's a negra. Don't come running up there like Halle Berry and Queen after Zaddy and ghetto gag you. After the white folks just shitted on you. Bedwitching is very dangerous. I don't know if Serena's a bedwitch or not. Bedwitching is, because I don't say you're a bedwitch just because of who you date. It's the mindset you have. And like I talked about on my broadcast last night, I talked about how a lot of these women, it ain't about just them liking that person. What's up, Boots? Now, shout out to my dude, Boots, amazing artist. Boots was working in the same studio that I was working in when we were doing Mix Slide Out. My man Boots got some hot fire. But the thing is, like I said, I don't call people bedwenches or even coons based on them dating somebody from the opposite race. You can do that. Sometimes you might meet somebody. You're a black person, you meet a white person, and y'all got a lot of shit in common. You genuinely like each other. Hey, that is what it is. And you can still try to date that person and, still try to maintain cultural identity, But unfortunately, with black folks, it becomes a racial showcasing thing. Black folks date people from the opposite race, and all of a sudden, it's like, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing. Like the old girl I played on that video. She said in her own words, she said when she started dating white dudes, she started making Facebook videos shitting on brothers. Yeah, white men are better than brothers. So now she made it a whole big old thing, like, look at me. Look at me. Well, I done came up. I have arrived. I'm better than y'all. It was that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And let's be real. The better would just be the Michelle Williams. She was born, her little bony ass finger. Look at this ring, girl. I'm a survivor. She's flashing that ring around all over the place with that little janky, suspected white supremacist ex-fiance she had. And again, you see these sisters out here who date these white dudes, and they got a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Notice it's a whole showcasing thing. Like, look at me, look, I want to do a video. I got a video blog about my interracial dating journey. There's dozens of video channels with these bedwetchers bragging about their interracial relationships. They make that some kind of political, sociological statement. Until Zaddy starts ghetto gagging them. They all, I like to say that I'm exploring my swirling options. Team swirl, drop that Daquan and get you a John. Brad treats me so well. He wines me and dines me. And, they do all this bragging, and all of a sudden, after a few months in, Brad gets tired of being fake with him, and then all of a sudden you become all types of nigga bitches. He done threw your ass down a flight of stairs and threw some hot chicken grease on your ass, and all of a sudden, you done pick your lace front up out your head and then got an afro. And now you walking around with a dashiki. Talking about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Yeah. See that y'all can't have it both ways, and niggas, brothers too. Niggas can't be out here buck dancing for Becky like OJ. That's what he kept fucking up. He's out there chasing all the white women, and then when the white people turn on him, he's walking around with his head down. I was just trying to get my stuff. I wasn't trying to do nothing to nobody. I was just trying to get my stuff. It was my stuff in the room. He niggas-plaining. See, that's the thing. Y'all end up niggas-plaining because y'all tried to switch over and they turned on you and sent you back broken, and now you got a niggas-plain. You did? Yeah, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Too many people do that, and the bad ones just get real full. Y'all understand? Y'all underestimate these zaddies out here. You think zaddy that got up on you somehow special. And you think that you somehow different, and you think that you better than other black folks because zaddy chose you. He always chooses somebody from the plantation. That ain't shit. That ain't nothing to boast about. Yeah. That's why you gotta be on your P's and Q's, because you know the minute you piss zaddy off, the police ain't gonna help you. If he starts whooping your ass, they're gonna side with him as they always do. They're not gonna help you. That's why you see all these cases of these sisters, unfortunately, getting killed by these zaddies. Getting killed, beaten. Yeah. So brothers ain't telling you this to hate on you. You know, we're telling you this because a lot of us understand how they think. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of data explaining going on. Yeah. So y'all watch all that bragging, and that's the thing. There's a lot of these benches on YouTube bragging about zaddy. I just like to say I've explored my options. I don't like to, all black people don't think alike. When they start talking that shit. Yeah. Also, and then they wearing their Make America Great Again hat. They went full clean. I'm off the Democratic plantation. I'm a Republican now, and the Republican, we're all about getting up on our bootstraps, and it's all about not being a victim. In the black community, there's a lot of victimhood. That's why I got with Brad, because I wanted to show the world that you don't have to be a victim. You can date who you want to date and explore life. And I want some of the other sisters out there to do the same thing. You don't have to be out there in the hood, in the ghetto with those Negroes struggling. You can be here, and live like I'm living. Then all of a sudden you piss zaddy off. He tied you up and pissed on you and made you sleep on a cage all night and branded you. You got a good old zaddy whooping, because they always flip on you. Zaddy done flipped on you, and all of a sudden your ass, you turn back Democrat. Now you out there giving speeches. I still love in Selma. I walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. You got the vote. Now you sound like John Lewis. Now you sound like a civil rights Negro after Zaddy that got done with your ass. Don't keep fucking around with these Zaddies. Yeah. Anybody hating on them? We already know. Just like with Michelle Williams. Like months ago, I talked about how funny style his family was, and her husband to be. I broke that. I broke the story about how his family, they're a bunch of suspected racist Trump supporters. Yeah, his family's real, and him too. He's a Trump supporter. So anybody who's a Trump supporter, you already gonna get investigated on this end. You understand? Yeah, I talked about the Chris Rock thing last night. You did? And what we in here heavy. Like 400 and some people. That's what's up. Yeah. What's up, down to earth chick? But yeah, man. And like I was saying last night, we broke down a lot of stuff last night. We're breaking down the age thing. And that's something that y'all really need to really look into too. That whole thing. Sisters, y'all end up with these zaddies, and I'm telling you, this is where a lot of the AIDS cases are coming from. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to stick to that, and I want y'all to investigate. The reason why AIDS slips into the black community is because of these women laying up with these zaddies. That's where it's coming from. Do y'all understand me? That's where I saw that down in Ross Christmas photo. That's funny. But It's them zaddies. Y'all laying up with them dudes. Understand, and I broke this down last night. Y'all, all my people who are old enough to remember, yeah, we got real heavy last night. And I'm going to post some more receipts when I get on my other computer. But understand, man, they keep talking about AIDS in the black community and whatever, and it's always the sisters who have the highest numbers. They always point to the sisters having the highest number of HIV/AIDS in America. So they always say black women on the rise, black women on the rise. But where are they getting it from? They try to use the narrative, well, it's these down low Negroes, these little shadowy Negroes that don't nobody really know who they are exactly. Because based on statistics, heterosexual black men are not getting HIV/AIDS. Heterosexual black men are not getting HIV/AIDS in large numbers. Understand, heterosexual black men are not getting AIDS and HIV in large numbers. So what they did, they created this, well, it's the down low niggas. It's these niggas on down low. Who are these down low niggas? Who are they? The down low are these zaddies. It ain't down low black men. It's these women out here laying up with these white dudes. That's where the shit is coming from, y'all. Y'all better think, they always, and I broke it down last night, man. In the 80s, remember when AIDS was first reported, AIDS, HIV, it was a white male disease. AIDS, HIV was a white male disease, period. But they had to change the face of it around the 90s. In the 90s, they had to change the face of it. Remember, if you're old enough, in the 80s, white dudes were dropping dead like flies with AIDS, man. All that shit from started from that Studio 54 crowd, that whole thing where just everybody in the club fucking each other, fucking men, fucking women. It was that whole Studio 54 thing. And people were mimicking the Studio 54 lifestyle, the late 70s, early 80s. They were mimicking that thing. That was the thing, like bisexual dudes and all that. It was men, women, and they were white dudes. White bisexual dudes fucking everything. That's where it came from. So in the 80s, especially around the early 80s, almost every case you saw was white dudes. And what happened with AIDS then, it was a bad look to show a disease that's being carried by white men, because there were a bunch of white men who were supposed to be straight who were being outed by the disease. You understand? It was a bunch of white dudes, many of them who were supposed to be straight, they popped up with AIDS. It's like, oh damn, this motherfucker wasn't really straight. But in the 80s, you had prominent white people, white men, dying of AIDS. So if you had all these prominent people getting it and dying of it, just imagine just the everyday white dude. It wasn't just in the damn village. You had man, do you know in the 80s, people you would never suspect, it was Rock Hudson, who was a very prominent actor in the 50s. He was an icon. Rock Hudson, he died, that fucked everybody up because they didn't know he was gay. Freddie Mercury from the group Queen. There was so many people. Porn, that's another thing too. A lot of those white porn actors from the 80s were dying of AIDS. A lot of them. A lot of them white porn actors. The dad from the Brady Bunch, Robert Reed got it. Anthony Perkins here from Psycho, he died of it. White women getting that white girl, Gia. She was like, they say she was one of the first supermodels. She got it. So, white people and white men in particular, even white women, but white men in the 80s were dropping dead left and right. Liberace. There was a race car driver, NASCAR driver, Tim something. I think he died in 89 or something like that. So, I mean, he was a prominent macho man dying of AIDS. White dudes. Yeah, Freddie Mercury. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of them. There was also this, it was a foreign dude who was actually skinny. He was a white supremacist skinny, I think. Nicky Crane, that was his name. He was a very prominent gay porn, well, they didn't know he was gay, but he would do gay porn. And he was also a neo-Nazi, Nicky Crane. He was over there in the UK. So these white supremacists were getting it. It was crazy. It was crazy. A lot of the black porn is even down. A lot of black porn now. There's like only 2 or 3 black porn actors who got, HIV/AIDS. Only really one that I can think of. It might be a couple more, but dozens and dozens and dozens of white people. Is it Tim Richmond? Yeah, I think it's Tim Richmond. Yeah. It's Tim Richmond. I think that's his name. And he brought up George Michael. Great thing. And this is another thing. This is another trick thing. Yeah, I talked about that. Nancy Perkins, I talked about it. And this is why a lot of gay black people get it, because they were laying up these white dudes. So a lot of these black dudes that were clicked in with that white crowd, with the white males, they were the ones who were getting it. People like Alvin Ailey, the Alvin Ailey dance company, he was all slicked in with those white dudes and all that. He died from AIDS. Alvin Ailey, the brother who was in the another black choreographer who was big in the theater work, Michael Peters. He choreographed the early Michael Jackson videos. He died of it. And like I said, that whole Studio 54 crowd, speaking of Studio 54, the owner of Studio 54, Steve Lubell, he died of AIDS. The white guy. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm surprised Richard didn't catch it either. Yeah, Sylvester was singing. Yeah, they were laying up there. Sylvester was part of that whole Studio 54 crowd. You understand? Notice the black folks who got it were the black folks who were clicked into that Studio 54 theater crowd. You understand? Yeah, the Venus video, the dude in the white jacket, he's a great choreographer. He died with too, Michael Peters. He choreographed Thriller, all that shit. Phenomenal choreographer. He choreographed The Wiz, movie, all that stuff. But this is the trick bag that a lot of people don't know about. Notice that, like right around the time Magic, Easy, and people got it, they started to change the face of AIDS. And also another thing too, when they started reporting AIDS, 75% of the people getting it were gay white men, and then 5% they reported were Haitian immigrants. And they didn't know how the Haitian immigrants got it. Now I'm saying that the Haitian immigrants who did get it probably got it from white missionaries going over there. Yeah, but I'll break that down later. That's some heavy shit too. Yeah, Gene Anthony Ray, he's from that Studio 54. Exactly. And he died. Notice, all the black people were hanging around that Studio 54 crowd, that Studio Village, the white cats, those were the ones who were getting it. You did? But yeah, a lot of people say that Magic was secured by Dr. Sebi. Yeah, John Holmes got it. Yeah, John Holmes, he was bisexual for a long time. He was a bisexual druggie, you know. But what they started doing in the 90s, and they do it to this day, because understand, you have all these white males who are the face of HIV/AIDS, and all of a sudden, they're not the face of it anymore. All of a sudden, black people are the face. Africans and immigrants and black drug users, so black people became the face of it. So what happened to all the white people with HIV/AIDS? Did it just disappear? Think about this. AIDS didn't disappear from the white gay community, or the white bisexual, or straight. It didn't disappear. Yeah, off ass. That's all you have to say. That AIDS disappeared. It didn't disappear. That shit is still going around. But what they do with them, they just don't say it's AIDS. You feel me? No, it didn't. What they do. Let's go back to that. Tim, what's the guy, the white guy in NASCAR, he died of AIDS. and him and John Holmes and all these guys, even then in the 80s, they were trying to get their families because they knew they would die. They were trying to say it was something else. So they would get generation. They were telling them, they were like, tell them it's cancer. They would say it's something else. They would say it's something else. Lymphoma or some shit. So they still had it, but they just called this shit something else. Right. They'll call it cancer. Yeah, Charlie Sheen has exactly. But yeah, now I'm telling you, they'll call it. They'll give it some weird name to make it like it ain't that bad. Well, I just got like double pneumonia, sarcoma. So that's what they do with them. That's what they do with them. These people be having AIDS complications and they're calling it something else with white now. Black was more than cough to death. AIDS. Write that nigga shit down. AIDS. This nigga got AIDS. Write that shit down. You did right. They catch pneumonia because of AIDS. Right. They use all these little tricky words. They try to do that with liberality. They try to use up your head. Chronic illness, some symptoms from pneumonia. He was singing in the cold. We know, come on. Liberace, that's Lane the Queen, we know.
Because I'm still like more stable to see them shoes.
For George Michael, they never said George Michael had AIDS. They find out what the cause of death of George Michael is. It's about 5-6 different things. They say 20 different things about George Michael's death. They don't ever say it. Now we know George Michael was doing the most. So they always say something else. With George Michael. Yeah? George Michael was in bathrooms, giving people blowjobs in bathrooms. You there? Yeah, look up, somebody Google it right now. George Michael's cause of death. Go look it up. It's all over the place, or it's all over the place, or it's real vague. They're vague as hell about how he died. So he was on drugs, all right. Meat pipe. That's what he was on. He was on dick. Yeah, did Bernie kind of have heart problems, Bernie Mac? Yeah, George Michael was caught in public restrooms blowing dudes. Don't tell me about no damn drugs, whatever. Come on. And